And we're live. Welcome to the SB Fantasy Football Podcast, where, gosh darn it, we try hard. As always, guys, I'm Alan, and I'm here to we're going to go through week 13. Look who we need to start, sit. JJ McCarthy's been benched. Max Brosmer is going to be the starter now. Does that do anything for you? I mean, it's got to be better than McCarthy, right? It can't get no worse. Shador starting again. Um, and Bucky's supposed to be back. He's listed as questionable, but they are expecting him to suit up. Could be on a snap count. So we'll just have to see what kind of a workload that Bucky gets this week. But we've got Bucky coming back. Um, yeah. Uh, Jackson Dart's going to be back. CJ Stroud's going to be back. We're getting a lot of people back this week. So that's definitely a good thing to start getting some of these players back so that we can start playing them, right? Start starting these guys, getting them back in the lineup. But definitely, Dart being back's big. Um, big Dart fan, right? Tough matchup this week against New England. So that's going to be a little bit tough, but he's kind of shown to be pretty good so far in just about all cases. So looking forward to seeing him back on the field and a Monday night game, right? So we get to see him featured. Um, Stravion Henderson's still going to be the guy there with Stevenson back. He should be. I think he's earned it, but we'll see with all that. But yeah, we'll get into it. Any questions you guys got? Start, sit. What are you thinking? Let us know. Let us know. Let me know. No bye weeks this week. Everybody's playing. We've already had 4 games. We had 3 games on Monday, and then one on Tuesday. Not Tuesday, on Friday. All right, we're gonna start 2. Vidal, James Cook, Rico, or Harvey. Let's take a look here. So Vidal, his days are going to be numbered here pretty soon, but he's still the guy. Um, Hampton's been ruled out. They're playing Vegas, so that's definitely a pretty good little matchup. Um, he's kind of been every other week for us, really, and he was bad 2 weeks ago when he last played. James Cook, I mean, let's see what's the matchup like for James Cook. Pittsburgh, it is a tougher matchup, but at a certain point in time, you trust your guys, right? Um, so I like our first 2 options. Rico, man, Rico's just been insane. Rams are gonna be a tougher matchup. Um, he's kind of cooled off a little bit after that hot start. 6 for 38 last week, 4 catches for 36 yards, uh, 19 for 45, 5 for 55. He hasn't had a touchdown in a couple weeks. So I kind of put him on the back burner. Harvey is, I am, the first week without JK was kind of but I mean, this week against Washington, I think I got a Harvey for sure. And I think I'm going to go James Cook. Just give me the player that I trust more, and that's James Cook. You know, um, he's more proven. Rico, just a, a tougher matchup. He hasn't been as great here lately. So let's go RJ Harvey and James Cook. Abuka or Troy Franklin. Um, I haven't heard anything. Where are we sitting at with Baker? Is questionable against is like Baker's likely to play. So that definitely helps Abuka. It was Abuka and Troy Franklin's been good lately. Um, I would actually say he's been the number one there. Against Washington, I mean I like them both. Arizona, another nice matchup. Last 2 weeks have been a little rough. Yeah, actually, I think Franklin's been better lately. Ibuka's kind of slowed down from that hot start he's had. 8 for 3 for 32, 9 for 5 for 40. Um, week 10 was a big week. He had 13 targets, 6 catches, 115 yards, and a touchdown. But then before that, 3 weeks sub 10. And then, the first 5 weeks were great. So, yeah, I think I'm going to go with Troy Franklin this week. I like the matchup for sure. Uh, I think it's a better matchup, and he's just been playing better. Sutton Shakir or Michael Wilson. Um, I mean, Michael Wilson has just been lights out. Um, Tampa, favorable matchup. Brissett's been great. I mean, I think we got to go Michael Wilson. And then do we want Shakir? Eight for 110. I mean, the week before that was a stinker. Pittsburgh gives up the second most points. I think I'm going to go Shakir and Wilson, but let me just. I know Sutton hasn't been as great. That's a good matchup, too. He's just not getting 4, 3, 1, 4, 6. Yeah, let's go with Shakir and Michael Wilson. I like Olave in the flex. Is it PPR, Jack? Answer me that. Um, Tennessee is a good matchup. Man, ETN's been really good. Which is crazy to say. Olave is questionable due to a back injury. He is expected to play. Actually, you know what? Let's see here. Did Jack say? Yeah, no problem, Jack. Hold on, Jack. Is it? I say Olave for it is PPR, okay. But you know what? I think I like the matchup better. And with him dealing with a back injury, that is a concern for me. He is expected to play, but he was questionable on Friday in the last injury report. Seems to be in line to play. He's had a good season, but ETN's actually been better lately. Let's go with ETN. Yeah, let's go ETN. Um, I want to go. I want to go Henderson over Rico. Olave or Waddle. Um, give me. He's a full go. He's had the targets. They've been playing better lately. I mean, 7 targets, 9, 6, 4. Olave's got a higher target share for sure. 8, 19, 14, 22. Let's go Waddle this week. Pick 2, Harvey, Ibuka, Jalen Warren, Judkins. Hold on, where'd it go? There we go. All right, Tammy. Harvey, Ibuka. I like Harvey this week. I'm not. Judkins has just kind of been. San Francisco was a decent matchup. He had 16 for 47 and 2 touchdowns. He's going to be heavily TD dependent. Because if he doesn't score touchdowns, he doesn't get much. What's Warren's work look like? $18 for 68. I mean, he's been pretty good. Buffalo's really bad against the run. He's cleared Friday of the ankle injury. Let's go Harvey and Ibuka. Harvey and Ibuka, Tammy. Juwan Johnson against the Dolphins. I like Gadsden. Let me double check that though. I mean, Vegas is definitely a good matchup. He hasn't been much the last few weeks, but man, Johnson's been having a great year too. That's a good matchup against Miami. He's just been better. Yeah, let's go Juwan Johnson. Juwan Johnson. Let's see here. Is Harrison playing? He is going to return. I think I like Michael Wilson has really exploded and is definitely going to be him and Gainwell's been really good lately. Let's go Gainwell. Give me Gainwell. Yeah, I like Gainwell. Let's see here. I'm going to go Rico over Bucky. I think Bucky's going to be on a snap count this week and might not get a ton of work. Abuka over Quentin Johnston. Um, I'm just worried about the workload for Bucky this week. I'm gonna be a full go on Bucky next week. This week I am a little concerned about the workload he's going to get. They've already mentioned he might not get a full workload as they don't want to rush him back because they need him for the playoff run. So Sean Tucker is shown to be pretty good, so they can work him in. Rashid White work him in, and just kind of ease Bucky in this week. I think. So I think workload wise, I think Rico's going to have a bigger workload than Bucky is going to have. Dalton Schultz or Theo Johnson. We do get C.J. Stroud back this week. I don't know if that's a good thing or not because Davis Mills is 3-0. Okay. And then I that is a tough matchup against New England. And we do get Jackson Dart is back. He's getting 3, 4. I mean, he's not getting much. Last 2 weeks without Dart, but with Dart, he's definitely better with Dart in there. Let's go Dalton Schultz though. Man, he was right. You know what? Let's go Theo Johnson. I believe in Dart, so we're gonna go with Theo. I think he really likes him. Mooney, DK, Debo, Higgins. I definitely they're playing the Jets. You got to go with Mooney. Drake London's still out, right? Yeah, Drake's still out. Man, DK has just been so disappointing. And I don't know that's necessarily his fault, but against Buffalo, I mean, he was all right last week. He got that touchdown though. 5 for 22, 5 for 40. DK's just been so bad lately, man. Debo, this is a tough matchup against Denver, but Debo's been better. I think I could go Debo. What about Jay Higgins? It's a nice matchup. I mean, Jay Higgins 1-1-1-1-1-4. It's been a little bit better the last 3 weeks, but that was with Davis Mills. Let's go Mooney and Debo. Mooney and Debo this week. Rico or Gainwell? I think I'm gonna go Gainwell. I still like Wilson this week, even with Marv back. Just him and Brissett has just been clicking. And Harrison, I mean, let's not forget Harrison wasn't that great to start the year off. He's had a couple okay games before the surgery, but outside of that, he just hasn't been that great. Um, I think I'm going to stick with Wilson. Gainwell, Sutton, or Vidal. Give me Gainwell. Gainwell's been really good the last few. He's catching the ball a lot, especially if it's a PPR. Would you start Sean Tucker or Bucky? I got no other options. That's tough. Um, because I know they're going to be easing Bucky in, but does he get a majority of the carries? I think you're definitely seeing a committee back there, and I think it's a matter of who do you think is going to get goal line carries. Yeah, I think it's got to go to Bucky, right? He's supposed to play. He's still listed as questionable, but everything you're reading is he is supposed to play. Um, I think I'll talk about that a little bit more here in a second, Jacob. Um, man, Sean, let's go Bucky. Let's go with Bucky. Sean Tucker's been good, but I think I'm gonna go with Bucky on that. Um, Marvin Harrison's back. He hasn't played in a few weeks, recovering from a surgery. Um, let me look at something. I mean, but here's some of my concerns with him. He just doesn't catch the ball a lot. Like in week 10, 12 targets, 3 catches against Seattle. Seattle's tough, right? Tampa's not as tough. He only practiced it a limited amount of time. Is he going to be a full go this week? I don't know. And then everything you're hearing about Wilson, right? They're going to keep him involved. Um, he's going to be continue to be higher in the progressions. If you put up the production like he has, they got to get him the ball. I mean, 15 and 18 targets. So he doesn't get that, right? So let's say he's more along the lines of 10 targets. That's still really good, right? Um, I don't know that Harrison just hasn't been that impressive to me this year. Yes, he had some more targets when Brissett started to come in, but he also just doesn't. A lot of those targets he doesn't catch. Um, is it always his fault? No, but uh, been out for the last couple weeks. Only had a couple limited practices. Um, I think Michael Wilson has just kind of shown. If anything, I think it could help Michael, right? Because he's not the number one receiver. He's so you say Harrison's back now. He's now the number one. Um, probably back at the top of the progression, but I think Marvin Harrison draws some of that coverage away from him. So yeah. Um, Texans defense or the Jags? I mean, the Texans defense has been so good. Who do the Jags have? I think I go the Jags against Tennessee. Yeah. And Texans against the Colts. I mean, the Texans have played good against some good teams, but also like, come on, whose offense do you fear more? I have Benson on IR. Do I drop Pollard or Quorum for night this week? Um, I mean, He's dealing with a knee issue. He hasn't been that impressive, honestly. Like 10 carries for 12 yards and a touchdown, 4 catches for 20 yards. The week before that, 4 catches for 21 yards, 5 rushes for 24 and a touchdown. So you're really TD dependent because if he doesn't get in the end zone, 10 for 28, 9 for 27. He, he's just not that. He's not that guy. Um, I don't know that I want to drop a Blake Corum, especially against. I mean, they're playing Carolina. Um, he could see some work. I think rest of the season he sees more work than Knight does, especially once Benson comes back, which is going to be soon. Pollard has just been, he's been so bad. If I drop anybody, it's Pollard. Pollard hasn't scored a touchdown since week 5. So if you're going to drop anybody, I'm dropping Pollard. Just because he's just on a really bad team. And even if Spears goes out, I don't know that his workload increases, right? Versus Corm, I think someone picks up Corm, right? If you drop him, there's a good chance that somebody might pick him up. If you're looking for a 1 week type fill in type thing, then yeah, if I do, it's going to be Pollard. Start 2, please. Need to win. Waddle, Ladd, Kyron, Judkins, Diggs, and Shakir. Well, we're definitely starting Kyron. What has Ladd done for us lately? I like that matchup against Vegas. He's been okay. That is a really good matchup. I mean, Waddle's got a really good matchup too. He's been better as of late. Miami's just been better as of late, for sure. Diggs against the Giants. God, that's a nice matchup. He's been pretty good as of late, minus last week against Cincinnati of all teams. Although Cincinnati they're good against the pass, which is crazy to say. But I think I'm gonna go with Diggs and Kyron. Yeah, let's go Diggs and Kyron. Um, Genty, ETN, or Dowell. I'm starting ETN. What are they going to do with Genty now? Chip Kelly's gone. Seven for 50. 17 for 50. Who has a better game? That's a tough matchup. Thank you, Gerald, for the roses. Appreciate it. Genty and ETN. Look for them to run the ball a lot more. I think they've got to run the ball a lot more. They've got to. Let's see here. What else we got here? But yeah, Judkins or Bucky. We know Bucky's on a snap count. Judkins hasn't done much for us lately. I mean, he had the 2 touchdowns last week, but 16 for 47. Against Vegas. He's always going to be there for the goal line. Should get some work. I think we know Judkins is going to get more work than Bucky is. I really feel like everything that I'm reading is they're going to ease Bucky in, and he's not going to get a full workload. Now, what's his workload going to look like? I don't know, but it's not going to be a full workload. Sean Tucker's going to get some work. Rasheed White will get some work. Um, I think they'll just kind of use maybe Bucky every 1 to 3 series, not every series, every 2 to 3 series. Um, Maybe more of a situational type thing, short yardage, maybe goal line work. I think Judkins 1 more week. Give me Judkins. Not, I don't feel great about it, but yeah. Um, Gerald, thank you for all the roses, brother. I appreciate it. I'm taking Troy Franklin over Sutton. Franklin's number one guy there now. I have Diggs, RJ Harvey, Franklin, and Adams start 3. Um, I'm definitely starting Devontae, starting RJ, and I think I'm gonna go Diggs, Brissett, Dart, or Herbert. Dart's got a tough matchup coming out of the gates. Herbert is just, man, he hasn't been that great lately. He's playing Vegas. He was really bad 2 weeks ago against Jacksonville. There's no way he can be that bad against Vegas, right? And Brissett has just been, it's crazy to think how great he's been playing. Can he continue it? I mean, if he can, Tampa's a team to do it. 23, 30, 26, 33. I mean, over 300 yards. It's a nice matchup. You're getting Marvin Harrison back. God, I really like Dart, though. I really like Dart. Give me Brissett. Give me Brissett. Fannin or Kincaid if he plays. I mean, what's the latest on him? Hamstring was listed as questionable for the game. We just don't know. I don't know how much work Fannin's gonna get. Here's if you haven't heard anything, like if we know Kincaid's playing, I'm gonna play Kincaid. But unfortunately, they got the afternoon slate, right? The Bills are playing. Yeah, they got the afternoon slate. So if you don't know anything beforehand, you got to go with Fannin. Um, I don't like playing Fannin. I is a Brenton Strange out there possibly as a pickup. Came back last week, played really good last week on a much better offense. It's definitely going to get a lot more work than like a Fannin. Like I would drop Fannin and pick up a Brenton Strange if he's out there. So check that out. I went with Judkins over Bucky. The reason why I'm going with it is because we know Judkins is going to get a full game workload versus Bucky is going to be, everything I'm reading is he's going to be on a snap count. Um, they were going to ease him back in, so he's not going to get a full workload. Now, I think that just depends on, now you're looking at what's his workload going to be like. Um, is he going to be playing every 2 to 3 series? Is he going to be situational? Um, I don't know. right? We just don't know what his workload is going to look like, and that's my concern. Next week, it's not even a question, right? I think after the first week, start next week, I think we're full go on Bucky after he has that week in, and I think he'll get more of the workload after that, right? Um, so again, it just kind of I'm just going with Judkins just based off the fact that I know he's going to have a full game workload right now. Is Waller back? I hadn't seen Waller back. This is questionable. So you're just thinking rest of the he was just activated. Um, I actually like Strange though. Strange was a guy I loved going into the season. Um, Played great last year when Evan Ingram wasn't there. Came back and had a good game last week for his first game back. And I look for him just to get better as it goes on. Um, so I like Brenton Strange the rest of the season. He's a player that I really like. Shoot, I at YouTube. I'm so sorry. I not even looking. Chatting. What's going on? Tyrone Tracy over Bill. Hopefully you're still in here. Be growing. Sorry guys. When I'm looking at things over here, I don't always see the YouTube. Sorry, forgot. I just looked up. I was like, crap. I haven't looked at YouTube all day. Um, so chatting. I hope you're still in here. I'm going Tracy over Bill. Um, Pick two, one wide receiver and one flex. Give me. We got Olave, Michael Wilson, Judkins, Keenan Allen, Woody Marks. Okay. I'm going Michael Wilson for the wide receiver, and I think I want to go Olave for the flex. Especially if it's, I'm pretty sure it's PPR. I'm pretty sure you're PPRB. If you're not, let me know, man. Um, but I'm pretty sure you're PPR, and I like Olave in the PPR formats. So let's go with Olave and Michael Wilson. Browns D versus San Francisco or Texans D versus Indy. Give me Browns D over against San Francisco. Give me the Browns again. They've been so good this year. Um, but yeah, give me that. It depends on what our options are. B as far as playing Bucky, I've been talking about him. He's going to be on a snap count. We know how much work he's going to get. If he's going to be situational, if he's going to be ever so many, um, every so many series, what that workload is going to look like. So I would just want to know what the options are as far as playing Bucky or who. Marvin Harrison Jr. going to get first read targets. Only thing that worries me. Yeah, but just the chemistry that Brissett and Wilson have gotten over the last couple weeks without him in there. Also, I think Marvin Harrison's not going to be a full go, having not been able to do anything much for the last couple weeks. Is JT even worth playing against the Texans? Yes, I'm playing JT. When you got a guy like JT who's the number one running back, you play him. I don't care about the matchups. I play him. Um, but I'm not necessarily worried about. I think it might take some targets away, but his target share has been so high, 18 and 15 the last 2 weeks. Um, I think I still like Michael Wilson tomorrow. Um, I think I'm going Michael. I hate to say this. This is weird. Okay, you said JJ, Michael Wilson, RJ Harvey, or Gainwell. Pick one. I'm in his PPR. Gainwell has been so good here the last few weeks. Just a PPR machine. Um, RJ Harvey, I mean PPR machine. I mean, for a running back, right? Um, let's see here. Let's take a look. Man, I don't know what we're gonna get out of Jettis. Um, I feel good about Michael Wilson. I feel really good about RJ Harvey too. I like the matchup for RJ. Look for him to have a big game this week. Um, if we're picking one between those four, maybe RJ. I want RJ or Michael Wilson probably. Um, yeah, leaning a little bit towards RJ. Um, Chat, are you still in here over here on YouTube? I just want to know if you're still there, brother. Just let me know. If not, I'll shoot you a comment. Troy Franklin or Juwan Jennings. Really like Troy. Um, tough matchup for Juwan. Purdy looked really bad last week. I mean, he was 5 for 41. He got in the end zone. Juwan's been real good lately. So has Troy. Give me Troy. Give me Troy. Vidal, Abuka, or Tet. Give me Buka. And I mean, it's kind of tough. I think give me Vidal's playing Vegas. Let's go with Vidal. Um, Myers or Jennings. Has Myers done anything for us yet? 4 for 50, 5 for 64. Give me Jennings. They're playing Tennessee. Troy Franklin over Devin Neal. Neal's not a full go, right? I mean, I know he's. Wait, is Kamara playing? Hold on. Kamara is out. I think that changes things. Give me Devin Neal. Neal's looked good when he's been in there. Neal's looked good when he's been in there. So give me Neal. Tet DK QJ Wandell. Wandell. And I know they're playing Vegas. He's been non-existent lately. Let's go Tet. Wandell and Tet. But yeah, give me Devin Neal to flex over Troy Franklin. Best defense to go. Rams. Dolphins. I mean, Dolphins playing the Saints. I like that matchup. Colts against the Texans. That's pretty. Patriots defense is really good, but Dart is just, man, really like Dart. And then the Rams are playing. Who the Rams got? Why can't I see it? The Panthers. The Panthers have been better lately. Ooh. Um, the Dolphins against the Saints this week. Dolphins, yeah, give me the Dolphins against the Saints this week. Oh, buddy. I appreciate the jokes, Brennan. I do appreciate them. What else we got, guys? We got any more questions in here? Um, let me know. Let me know. I got YouTube back up. Bucky K9 or Vidal? Hmm. Minnesota. He's been better the last 2 weeks, but it's just been kinda underwhelming. Andrew, I got you next. Um, I think I like Vidal's matchup, right? I like Vidal's matchup against Vegas. Could be his last week as starter, so he's gotta really put something out there so that he can try and keep some playing time. So, yeah, give me Vidal. Judkins, Gainwell, or Neal? Give me Neal. Neal's looked good when he's been in there. Um, Better matchup against Miami. I just don't know about that Cleveland offense. Gainwell's been really good lately, but he's still splitting the time with Jalen Warren. Um, I feel good about James Cook. I feel good. I know it's Pittsburgh, but he's still a focal point of that offense, right? And I mean, even like tougher games like Kansas City, he still had over 100 yards rushing, right? New England was pretty good at shutting them down, but I still feel all right about him. I like Jalen Waddle this week. I would definitely take Cook over Brees. Um, Harvey's an interesting one. I know he kind of laid an egg that first week, but he's playing Washington this week. And Washington is really bad at football this year. They give up the fifth most points to running backs. So I think if I'm going Cook or Harvey, give me Harvey. Um, I think Harvey should play. If Harvey doesn't have a good game this week, it's a problem. It's a real problem going forward for Harvey owners, um, because I mean, if you don't if you can't do it against Washington, that's a problem, right? And last 2 weeks ago, again, it was against Kansas City, a tough one, 11 for 30, but yeah, he's got to do it this week against Washington. So give me RJ over Cook in that situation. Um, is Brian? All right, let's see here. Marv, Terry, or BTJ? I mean, he's not on the injury report. Practiced in full on Thursday, so he's back. Um, let's see here. We got BTJ. Excuse me. Terry's back. He will return. Tough matchup against the Broncos for your first week back. That's hard. And then what do we think Harrison's going to do? What do we think Harrison? So I'm BTJ or Harrison. that one's tough for me. Um, both guys coming back from an injury. Both guys. Brian Thomas has been out for the last 3 weeks. Marvin Harrison's been out for the last 2 weeks. What kind of condition are they in? Having not played in a game, you can be in good shape, but game shape is a completely different thing. And missing a couple weeks definitely hurts you. Um, Marvin having to completely recover from a surgery where you're probably not doing much at all that first week. BTJ's coming back from an ankle. It's tough you can't really run. To stay in shape, not that you're falling out of shape, right? But again, NFL is a different thing, right? And we're talking about NFL shape. Let's go. Let's go, Marv. Let's go, Marv. He hasn't. BTJ has not looked good. I'm leaning a little bit towards Marv. He hasn't been great this season, but was better the last couple weeks before the injury. Also Michael Wilson's been so great the last couple weeks. So that does take some of the workload. That does take workload away from him because Wilson's shown that he can be that guy, and he's definitely going to get the work. But I could also see Jacksonville just leaning on the run. So and not throwing the ball a ton, which they've done several times this year. So yeah, I'm going Marvin Harrison Jr., but it's close. It's really close to me. Um, so traded JSN for CMC since I have Nico, AJ Brown, and Pickens. All right. I mean, I understand. Now JSN's just been so great, but you're still good, and you get CMC. Okay, I understand. I understand the move. Sutton or Bucky at the flex. Francisco, is it PPR? I'm going to go Harvey over Bucky. Bucky's going to be on a snap count. All you had was Breece Hall for running back. Yeah, so you needed CMC. So yeah. Yeah, you definitely needed him. But yeah, let me know, is that PPR or not, Francisco? I think I'm going to lean Sutton. I'm going to go Brissett over Dart this week. I don't like it because I love Dart, but give me Brissett over him this week. It's just a tough matchup for Dart, although he could completely ball out. But Brissett's got the better matchup. Dart's been out a couple weeks. Abuka or Michael Wilson. Abuka or Michael Wilson. Abuka hasn't been that great lately. Michael Wilson's been so good. Gosh. And I think, okay. And they're playing each other. Baker's supposed to play. And the nice thing, if Baker doesn't play, go Michael Wilson. Because I don't trust Teddy Two Gloves. Bridgewater's not that guy. So I 100%, especially if Baker's not playing, I'm going Michael Wilson. If Baker's playing, I think I might lean towards Abuka. So keep an eye on Baker, and let's see what Baker does. Because I think that's going to be the big thing, is what does Baker do? Baker plays, I'm going to lean towards Abuka. Pittman or Franklin this week? That one's tough. Really like Pittman. Really like Franklin. Tough matchup. He's 5 for 27 with a touchdown. I mean, Pittman's been really good. Franklin, they've both been really good. But I think just based on matchup, I'm going to go Franklin because I like the matchup better for Franklin against Vegas. Just a easier matchup for him. I think Pittman still has a good game. I think both of them. I think their ceiling or their floor is the same. I think Franklin has a higher ceiling this week. Uh, I could see them both 10 to 12 points, 13 points. But Franklin can be. I think Franklin can have a much bigger. I think he's got the potential to have a much bigger game this week. Excuse me. All right, guys. Anything else before I get out of here? If nothing else, I'm going to get out of here for the night. We don't have no bye weeks. We got no early games. We just got a normal week of football. So you talking about? Oh, this is for the playoff. Well, are you talking? You're talking about going forward, right, Miguel? Because JMO's already played, so you're not talking about this week. So you're talking about going forward, like rest of the season. I think some of that we got to look and see what's going on with St. Brown. I hadn't heard anything, but I also haven't really looked. Have they said anything yet? Suffered a low ankle sprain Thursday night. Could be 1 to 2 games. So Pittman over Johnson over QJ. So for me, Miguel, I think if St. Brown's not playing, 100% JMO. 100%. If St. Brown is playing, I think we got to take a look at the matchups. While JMO has gotten more work since Dan Campbell's taken over the play calling, I would want to just kind of see. Give me Theo over Fannin. Michael Wilson over Rico, PPR. Give me Jackson Dart over Bo Nix. RJ Harvey over Rico. Miguel, I want to have to see what RJ Harvey does tomorrow. Because he's playing Washington, so and if he can't do it against Washington, he ain't gonna do it. I'm out on him for the rest of the season. He's in a great situation, but and then Montague has just been he's played really good. Brissett over Nix. Should start this weekend. Juwan Johnson, Jane Higgins. Give me Johnson. Michael Wilson over Shakir. RJ Harvey over Rico. Give me Dicker the kicker. Last question, then I'm out of here, guys. We're gonna go. So we got Bucky Vidal, Marks, Neal, Diggs, and Gainwell. We're gonna start 3. I'm gonna go Vidal, Neal, and Diggs. Vidal, Neal, and Diggs. Only for the only reason why I'm not picking Bucky is because he's going to be on a limited workload this week, and we don't know how many carries he's going to get, how much work he's going to get. Vidal and Neal are both getting the number 1 carries, the number 1 reps. They're workhorses, right? So that's why. If it's Vidal or Neal, give me Neal over Vidal. Close. Judkins, Vidal, Harvey, Jalen Warren, sit one. I'm not sitting Harvey. I'm not sitting Vidal. I'll sit Jalen Warren. I don't know. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate the new followers, the likes, uh, the gifts, all that fun stuff, guys. It's all appreciated. Thank you guys so much. I will post a short after this for any questions I did not get to or any questions that come up. I'm going to start Neil over Bucky. Big. Give me Neil over Bucky. Neil's got the full workload. Bucky's unlimited workload. But thank you guys so much for watching. I definitely appreciate it. I'll talk to you guys later. Deuces.